Hello guys, this is Kudo, and today in this video we'll continue our mini-series tutorial about linking Unity with Firebase, and in this video we'll be interesting on the Android part and especially the Google Sign-In part. So let's get into it. So before diving into the code, I make a little diagram to make you understand how the thing will work with Android. So let me show you the diagram. So there it is, guys. So the first thing we need to do, basically the user need to click on the sign in Google. After the sign in Google, we will call our AAR library with the C#, and after, when the C# was called in the JavaScript, we'll be able to display like the small window with Java the list of account of user. After, the user need to choose his account. After that, when he will choose the account, he will be able to, with the activity result method, so basically it will be a thing we'll add in our AndroidManifest, he will be able to register the activity on the mobile phone and Android to be able to say, oh okay, someone is logged. After we will get this activity result trigger, we will be able to retrieve the ID token, and when we retrieve this ID token given by the user account with activity result, we'll be able to send it the Unity method, and with the send message we'll be able to send it to the Unity part, and on the new Unity part we will just send it to the Firebase to see if he's able to sign in. So I hope I make myself clear with this diagram. I hope it will help some people to understand how the logic is behind. Now let's head back to Unity and let's dive into the code and let's see how this thing works. So let's go on our asset like this, the script, and we'll be interested of the Firebase Abstract Google Sign-In. So basically this is my abstract class with sign in success, sign-in fail, sign out success, and sign out fail, who is in common with the iOS and Android. Let's also open another class, the Firebase Google Sign-In Android part, and let's see what is going on in here. So as you can see here, we got the private Android Java project here, and this will be able to retrieve my plugin. My plugin, if I head back to Unity now, is here. So in asset, El Professor Kudo, plugin, Android, and there is my plugin. So right now you can't really see what is in this library. I call it plugin, but anyway. But if people are interested, and we'll make a quick overview on it, I also add the Android Studio project. So if people want to add more functionality in this plugin, you just need to open this Android Studio project and add more function if you want. This is the whole Android Studio project, and I will open it in Android Studio right now to see what is under the hood. So there it is, guys. So this is the Android Studio project, and in this Android Studio project I make like a two class Java. The two class Java are located in the Google Sign-In plugin, sources, main, and you got Java, and in Java you got the package, this one, so come El Professor Kudo Google Sign-In plugin, and you got basically the two main Java classes. Keep in mind, I'm not an expert in Java, but I hope I write good code for you. Anyway, so as you can see here, we don't need the onCreate, we don't care about this. This one, the final string and the GameObject retriever metadata key and the web client ID metadata key is very important, because this allows you to basically retrieve and inject the name of the GameObject receiver we will use and the ID we will use to be able to connect ourselves. So this is why I make this. So the function who is important here are on activity results. So this one is very important because he will allow me to check the activity on the Android device. And as you can see here, we got the Unity player, Unity send message, and you will be able to send the message and call some functionality. And if I head back to Visual Studio, as you can see here, we got the name of our function. So make sure the two functions match the case, because if it's not matching, it will not work. In case if you want to update the Android project again. So here, as you can see, the signature on Google Sign-in success and on Google Sign-in success. Same here, and he will give me back the token. And with this token, if I head back to Visual Studio here, and with this token, I'm allowed to sign in with Firebase. So I hope I make myself very clear. Again, I don't want to dive and go deep so much in the code. I want to be user-friendly. So if I head back to Android Studio, so this is the main function who will give me back the result when I will call. So this is the last call on Java part, but in C# we will call this classes with this method. So let me collapse everything. And as you can see, we got the sign in method and sign out method. And this sign in and sign out method are called over there. Sign in, as you can see. So let me collapse this. And sign out with the string in parameter. Make sure to not change the signature, unless again if you want to change the Android Studio project and make a new AAR library. This is very, very important, because if you change it and maybe you add something like this, that will definitely not work. So be aware of it. And as you can see, we call the sign-in function here. They call the AAR. We find the AAR. We got the activity. We change the activity. He register the activity. He say, oh, okay, the activity change. If the activity change, okay, did I be able to sign in? If it's yes, we get back to our Unity and we call the sign in. If not, we're able to send back failed. And if it's sign in success, we just send the ID token. Okay, one more thing I want to say to you. So if again, it's only people if they want to change the Android port. So in the build Gradle KTS, this one, I add this two more dependencies. So the player service. So right now we can I use the 20.7.0 because the 21.4.0 it's not working on my machine. I don't know why, but feel free to update the service. It will be, if it's working on your machine, that's good. I was not able to be work on. Keep in mind, I put compile only for these two files. So this one is a Unity classes.jar. So I put it in the library folder in my Android project to be able to call this Unity send message, because it's a library of Unity. Again, I put it on compile only because if I put implementation, Unity and this got error and got confused because it got two library with the same use. So this is why we only use compile only. Okay, now we can head back to Unity. And one more thing we need to check. So let's go to El Professor Kudo Firebase. Let's go to setting. And as you can see here on the setting, we got Android, iOS, Firebase build setting. So here I will click on this. As you can see here on the inspector, I make some scriptable object for you to be able to put your web client ID, your GID client ID, your Android web client ID, the GameObject receiver you want to do. So right now will not be interesting on iOS part because we want to mainly focus on Android. What you will need to put here, so you need to put something here. You need to put the Android web client ID. What is it? Let's go on Google Console and let's see what is the Android web client ID. So remember in the previous video, I told you about ID client, and this is what we're going to use. We will use ID client authentication 2.0 to be able to sign in. So make sure to copy this ID client, this one from the web client. So copy it and let's head back to Unity and paste it over here. Okay, so I also made like a auto trim client ID to make sure to remove all the spaces, because sometimes when you copy paste, maybe you paste a space and sometimes it's very hard to see. Okay, we almost done for the Android part. Next thing we want to check is the name of the GameObject. So by default, the name of the GameObject, I name it GameObject Receiver. So to be able to use Unity send message, if I head back to the Android Studio part, as you can see on the Google Sign-In activity, I use GameObject Receiver, and by default the name of the GameObject Receiver is GameObject Receiver. So if I head back to Unity, here I got the GameObject Receiver. Also, when you will create your GameObject, name it whatever you want, but make sure, let's say I want to create an empty GameObject and I want to say test new GameObject Receiver, GameObject Receiver, receiver. Make sure this name match the name here. Make sure of it, because this will not work. It's very, very important. So I don't need that. And on this GameObject Receiver, make sure to add the Firebase Google Sign-In Android or iOS, depending on whatever you need, or both of them if you need both of them. So one last thing to do, let's go back to El Professor Kudo Firebase asset. In plugin Android, you will see an AndroidManifest. If you don't have AndroidManifest in your project, I mean a custom one, so if you don't have this check, this one, custom main manifest, just take this manifest and drag and drop it into plugin Android, or copy paste it if you want, and it will automatically check the custom main manifest. If you already got a custom manifest, so let me open the manifest, make sure to have this. Make sure to add this line of activity, because this allows us to get the plugin and register the activity. If you don't have this, this will not work. Make sure to add this line. So in the manifest first line here, make sure to add this value. So the package equal and the name of your package. So for me, it's com El Professor Kudo Unity Firebase Toolkit. Your will be the name of your package. Make sure to have this, because this will not work. Also, make sure to go on Android here on other setting. Make sure the minimum API level is set to 28, because I set it to 28 in my AndroidManifest, because lower was not working. I got a lot of issue with dependencies, so I put the API level to 28. Let's go on Filed, Build Profile. Make sure to switch an Android, because that will not work if you are not in Android. And let's build a new build. So let me make a clean build, and let's create like a new folder. So build folder like this. And let's add like Android, okay. And let's save this. The application is running on my Android device, as you can see. So let's click on Sign In Google UI here. And as you can see, we got the Sign In Google here and the Sign Out Google. So let's click on Sign In. A pop-up will show up with my account. So I will select one, so my YouTube account, so Kudo. The simple request, so let's click on this one, and as you can see here, we got my account loaded. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this toolkit will help a lot of people, because I see some people looking for a easy way to use Google Sign-In. So I hope this will help these people who are struggling with it, because it's not an easy task to do. Comment, subscribe, and thumb up if you like this content. Do not hesitate to buy me coffee if you feel like it, and if you feel like the content is worth it. And on the next video, we'll see the bigger piece. So use Google Sign-In, but this time with iOS. And this one, man, that was hard to do. But we will see in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I catch you guys next time. Bye bye.